right. Road tripping. Stand by. Keep talking.
All right, he's running somewhere. He has a plan. I don't know what he's doing. So on Monday, we kick off our KSN 2025 KSN Summer Road Trip. I think he's playing with the audio right now.
Got it.
There you go.
See, yeah, sorry guys. There's a
reverb.
Actually, I'm still getting some. Are you getting it too?
Yeah, I'm also
me
getting
too. It's
that.
weird. If that's going out, we need to address that.
Yeah, somebody maybe on our team let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, we're getting some really weird audio stuff here.
Yeah, John said hi from west side of Wichita.
Hey, John.
John, we hope to see you on the KSN Summer Road Trip. Our last stop is going to be in Andover, which is great. So something local. And we are doing 23 towns in 5 days this year.
I just fixed the reverb.
You did.
So, yeah, okay. Let's get back on track. Here we go.
Road tripping.
Road
Take
tripping.
2.
23 towns. Julia, are you ready?
I am ready. I think every year our executive producer who plans everything flawlessly adds in extra stops. It started as 20. Actually, it started as, 18?
I thought I started like 2. Yeah. We went 2 places.
And then now it's 23.
Yeah. And the last day we have 6 stops in one day.
I saw
that you pointed out.
this week for the first time that we have 6. Typically we have 4 or 5 and surprise.
Okay, so we've been doing this KSN road trip for 6 years.
I think 7.
7 years.
Yeah.
We missed the COVID year. I've been on all but 1. You've missed
all the ones that I didn't work here for.
I don't, and I got to be
so
honest
I've done
with you.
4.
You've done 4.
And
how many?
You've done 5, and I think we've done 6 total because you only have 1 more on me.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And it's my favorite week of work. Mm-hmm. I think you enjoy it.
Absolutely. I would say the same thing. Also my favorite week of work.
Okay. Why?
For 2 things.
Okay.
1, for the people. We're always going to say the people because it is. It's neat to go out and get to know people.
Yeah.
And to feel like you're part of community, right?
Yeah. No, I don't. I think it goes without question. It's the people's a big, huge part of it because, we are in Wichita, Kansas, and we cover pretty much the entire state. I think 77 counties.
Yes.
And so oftentimes we still cover local news for our communities out west and north and south. And it's important to get there. Mm-hmm. And this road trip allows us an opportunity to get there and to see and meet the people that we are reporting on in some of these communities that we don't get a chance to go to.
Here is the second reason why I love road trip.
What's that?
I love road trip because it is especially the time you get to feel a part of the team. And so I got so much time with you when I first started, and I never saw Jeff. I saw him like once every 6 months because I started on mornings. And so I remember getting to ride in your car the first year because I never saw you, and he gives the best advice. He's going to say no and roll his eyes, but he does.
No eye rolling.
And then the first year that we started working together, we look back on promos and we say, oh my gosh, look at them. They didn't even know each other.
No.
And so Road Trip was, that first one was such a good chance, I think, to build that team, you, me, and Lisa.
We're going to talk about some of your favorite road trip memories that nobody knows about. Because a lot of things happen on the road trip that we don't discuss.
Yes.
And
we don't have time for it.
We don't have time to discuss it.
Yes.
And I don't know if people would be interested in it or not. But so let me show you, Julia, where you have already seen this, but I want to show you where we're going. Show our folks where we're going. Okay.
Oh wow.
Here you go. So this is a map of all of the destinations that we're going to for the whole week, 5 days. And so I could tell you day 1, we start in Haven, then we go to Heston, Cottonwood Falls, and then we end in Salina.
Is Cottonwood Falls the one that you are excited for?
Yeah, I've heard so many wonderful things about Cottonwood Falls, and I've never been to Cottonwood Falls.
Okay.
Which is weird because it's not that far from where I'm at. It sounds like a place I'd love to go.
What are the great things people tell you about Cottonwood Falls?
It's pretty.
Yeah.
People are nice. It's got a really good Flint Hills Rodeo. I'm just
Cottonwood
heard.
Falls, we're ready for you.
Oh man, I don't have anything specific to say,
Yeah.
but I will say that I've heard great things about Cottonwood Falls.
But that's enough. That's enough for
That's
it to
all
be
I
on
could.
your
That's
list.
all I could say. Yeah.
You might be crossing off your top 2 in the first day because
Oh, no.
Salina is also one that you're really excited about.
But well, that's because of where we're going
Exactly.
in Salina. Yeah, the garage. We're going to go to the garage. That's an automotive museum, basically. But I think they have new stuff in there too,
Yeah.
which I like.
I know that our EP, who takes really good care of us, our executive producer,
Yeah.
has lined up for us to do a cool interview for our noon show. But then that also means you get to kind of explore some of the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's been a highlight before.
It is, and so we go all the way up to. We got a good story about Tribune. We can talk about that in a minute, and then you have I mean so day 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're keeping track at home. We are hitting up Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been there.
I'm excited to go there. I've never been. And I think that's a place where, same thing, people say it's pretty. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to go there.
And then after that, we go to St. Paul. And I'm just kidding. Then it's Minneapolis, Kansas, ladies and gentlemen. And then Great Bend, which we're going to do a little zoo. We got a fun thing at the zoo
Ooh,
on
yes.
Tuesday. You and I gonna mess with some animals. And then what? Right?
The zoo's going to say they're not going to mess
Well,
with
we're
animals.
not. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. We're gonna
Someone let us hold something.
We're going
We
to talk
want to.
talk about some animals, and then we go to Wilson, and then we end in Russell. I like Russell quite
Wilson
a bit.
is another one, right? That
Wilson- I've never
people
been to
like
Wilson.
The lake out there.
Yeah, but the town is south of the lake.
Okay, that was my
so
question.
you won't.
I won't
You can
see
go to
them.
Wilson. You're not gonna. You wouldn't even see the lake.
Okay.
Unless you made a little jaunt, and then day 3, we're going to hit up Waukene and Colby, and then Tribune.
Should we tell people what happened in Tribune?
Yeah, let's do that. But that was an impromptu. What happened in Tribune?
That was the first year because that was the year that I was riding with you.
Uh huh.
And Eddie Randall, who at the time was our morning anchor, and Ryan, who is a part of our digital team, were driving in front of us, and you caught it and you said there's something wrong with their car.
Mm-hmm.
And we called them and they said, oh, we're fine. We'll check it at the next stop. And we still had a ton
Yeah.
of, drive time to go. And you said, no, pull over. That's a safety issue. Pull over. And we pull into the parking lot of this gas station and a huge chunk of what was underneath their car.
It's the they call it a oh man, I can't think of my. It's a front, not an air dam, but it's a big piece of plastic that basically sits underneath the front end of your front bumper for, I don't know what its purpose it serves, gas mileage or something, but it had come off, and it's a huge piece of plastic, thick commercial grade plastic, and it's dragging under the car. And so that's what happened. And we pulled into a gas station, and you jump into action like you always do. And you run into the gas station, and
I like that we all have different memories of what happened.
That's what
you
happened,
say
right?
you jump into action.
You did. You jumped into
Meanwhile, Jeff is on the ground underneath the car in the dirt in his polo and his khakis. And he's under there trying to fix this.
Yeah.
And so I like that you remember it as I jump into action because I ran into the gas station
Well,
and
I
you're
needed-
under the car.
but I needed a knife, and you were like, "I'm gonna go get you a knife." And so you went into the gas station, and you're like, "Does anybody in here have a knife?"
And everyone,
everybody-
every single
everybody
person, 4
had
or
a
5
knife.
guys in that gas station said, you can take it. So one guy I did, I took it outside. I said, I promise I'll bring it back.
Did you?
I did bring, that would have been such a cool souvenir. I did bring it back. That's why I can't go back to Tribune.
Yeah.
I have this guy's pocket knife.
But
But you fixed it.
We did, and then we were on our way.
My second favorite part of that story is you're on the ground. And mind you, it was the first year we did it, so it's July.
It's
it
hot.
was 110.
I'm on the ground underneath the car. I'm trying to
the
dislodge this piece of plastic.
And the car's hot,
Yeah, yeah.
a ton of things. And Eddie is sitting in the passenger seat, and he looks over he sees you on the ground and he looks back in and he rolls the window up. And he said, there was nothing else I could do. You got the pocket knife.
And he had ice cream. He's like,
did he?
He's like eating an ice cream sandwich, and he's like, "Yeah, I think you got this."
I don't remember that, but I do remember him rolling up the window, and I thought some 4-letter words in my mind, and I laughed.
I was cool with that. He didn't want any of that smoke though, because it's like it was hot, and we had already had half a day, I think. Yeah. On the trip, but crisis averted. Yeah. There. Yeah.
What other things have we not caught? And real quick, Steve said, hey, from Northwest Wichita, too. I like that Northwest is showing up tonight.
Me too. Northwest.
What other things have we not?
Do we not talk about the...
No, I think we talk about it. I think we're thinking of the same thing.
Hotels? Motels?
Oh, I was not there for that.
Weren't you there for one, and and you wanted to sleep in the recliner instead of the bed or something like that? Or
do we talk about it?
Or am I?
There's
we
one
won't
place.
Say this. I'm not going to say that. We won't say where. But basically, the first year, okay, let's just be honest. We don't. It's expensive. Like this trip is expensive, and so the KSN is a company. You know, they try to make some money. And so we don't just open up the checkbook for folk like us. So they try to save money. So the first year I went on it, we were staying in the grossest, not all of them. Some of them were really bad.
Yeah. What made them bad? I know.
Filth. Bugs.
I think there was one.
Oh, there was one with that. There's vomit in
on a
room.
Wall.
On a wall. Was that Lisa's room?
That was Lisa's room.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've never had that experience. I think because of that first year, I benefited from that.
So what happened was, the folks that were on that first couple of road trips relayed their concerns to our HR department, and then HR said, okay, enough of this. We're going to make sure that you guys are not in danger, that your health is not in danger. So we've been blessed with wonderful hotel arrangements for the last several years.
I'm pretty sure I got some of your rooms because I walk in and they're these big, beautiful, amazing rooms. And I say, I think this was supposed to be for Jeff Herndon.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
One year the recliner we walk into the room and the room's not big.
Nope.
And there is a recliner right next to the bed. And so I just want to know what the recliner is for.
Isn't that normal?
It was real close.
That's where I keep my recliners.
And if you want to watch someone sleep, that is the place for you.
Like the only place that you would find the recliner next to the bed's a hospital room.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's
Didn't think about that.
But that's what it reminds me of is a hospital room. There's always a recliner next to the poor sucker that's laying in the bed. And you gotta sit there, and you're like, let me put my feet up.
Yeah.
While you call for the nurse. It's just it's weird that you think about that, but. So what were you going to talk about? Because I said hotels. You're like, oh, and I think I caught you off guard, and there's something else that you wanted to discuss.
You did catch me off guard. I was thinking our wonderful chief photographer last year.
Oh,
we were live somewhere, and sometimes when we're on location, and Lisa is always in a different spot than we're at for most of our live hits throughout the show. Mm-hmm. We're live sometimes in the 4. The 5 and the 6 all condensed, so in one location.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll move spots. And that time we were having a poor signal. So it wasn't going out on TV right, and we needed to move locations. Mm-hmm. And our chief photographer went to go pick up the camera and tumbled, took the biggest fall, gets up, is trying to get the shot right. And I remember you just saying, forget the shot. You're bleeding all over. They'll take care of it back at home.
Bad deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I give you a lot of credit for that.
For
saying that's TV. Let's worry about our people.
Yeah.
And you do see sometimes on TV, the news bloopers, and you think, what was happening? And I've never seen you do that. I've always seen you say, forget the shot, forget whatever it is, worry about the people.
And she was bleeding profusely, and it was hot. This was a noon show, I think.
I think our PM shows. Because we were there.
It was, but your heat of the day at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so it's hot and we're in there's no shade because there's no trees there. It was in front of a grocery store. And she got rolled up there's a lot of cables and stuff when you're doing this kind of thing. And she just she was trying to move, like you had mentioned, and the cable wrapped around her ankles and she went, and she couldn't catch herself. Oh. Because she had all the gear, so she took the fall with her body.
Yeah.
So it was a bad deal. What other awful memories do we have? The road trip. I love it. It's a lot of fun, and I hope that I don't know where I was going with that, except
I hope people have as much fun.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that it's such an eye-opening experience for all of us, and I'm a history guy. I love learning about the state that I grew up in, and every year I do this, I learn something new about a really cool town. And we go to a lot of them, like I said, like Tribune, and then and then Holcomb. I'm looking forward to going to Holcomb. I'm a true crime guy, so I'm in Cold Blood was that book that Truman Capote wrote about the Clutter murders, and that's all went down in Holcomb. There's a lot of that history there, and they don't shy away from that. Holcomb is not pretending that it didn't happen. I mean, you can go there, and there's a lot of reminders about that. They've almost like leaned into it a little bit, and so I'm excited to go to Holcomb. And then on day 5, it's Hugoton, Liberal, Meade, and Spearville. Excuse me, that's day. What day is that? I don't remember what day that is. That's day 4.
I like that you have
that's
a list.
Day 4. It's a lot of stuff. So that's day 4. Spearville is interesting. I've never been to Spearville.
Neither have I. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there this week. There are a lot of places I've never been, but was day. Was day. What day? That's the last day.
No,
Spearville is.
Wait, that's day. Okay, 3. So no, it's not the last day. Spearville is day 4. Day 5 is Haviland, Kingman, Garden Plain. Got relatives in the Garden Plains, and Rose Hill, and then we end at Andover, the summer concert series there on Friday afternoon, Friday night.
Yeah. Is there any place that you recall that you got to go to that you think, oh, I have to go back there? And obviously there are a lot.
Yes.
What places?
And I did go back. It was, oh man, I can't think of the name of the town. What is wrong with me? It's the Elephant.
Oh, Elephant Bar in Hoxie.
In Hoxie.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Hoxie was cool. Marquette was really neat. We went to Marquette, and they have got a incredible antique motorcycle museum, and they have their own distillery in Marquette. And then we mentioned Hoxie.
Your grandfather, you said a couple days ago, collected motorcycles.
He did.
Right? So I'm sure that was really special to go back and be there in that garage.
Then the guy that runs that museum, he knew my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of neat.
Did you know that going into it, or did you figure that out there?
I knew there was an antique motorcycle museum
But
there.
did you know he knew your grandfather?
I didn't. I walked in, and
wow.
I'm like, hey, I'm Bud Cox's grandson. And he's like, wow, I know him. And then I was like, cool. And then I left. That's how it went.
I love that. And it is your home state. And so I love that you're still learning things and you get this connection.
Oh,
yeah. And road trip makes me feel more at home. And so I think that's the cool thing.
What about you? Have you been, I mean, you're from Phoenix.
Yeah.
And what's your takeaway about the road trip? Some of the places you've been, because I know you've learned a lot about the state, and you've also learned that it can be vastly different out west.
Yes.
Just the communities, and I mean, it's interesting because it's all states are like this, I think, but you have different cultures and different people. And what do you think?
Yeah, I think unless you get to road trip, and a lot of people who are in, live in their state or maybe haven't left their state, don't explore the way that we get to, or the way maybe that we all should, right? We should explore our own homes. I think Ashland is a great example. We've been there before. And when you drive into Ashland, you almost see like these red rocks.
Yes.
And so you get the most incredible beauty.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, Kansas is the most, one of the most green place I've ever lived. Super beautiful. You can find all these different things, but then also you get these just incredibly kind people where it's kind of that thing. If you're in one of these, smaller towns, if you're in Hugoton or Ulysses and you say, oh, I need something, can you help me with something? They're going to say yes. And I will tell my sister, people in Kansas are so kind. And she'll say, oh, people are kind everywhere. And I say, no, it's different here. And I think that's cool.
You can get a knife anytime from anybody, anywhere.
You can.
I need a knife.
We have a few more people watching from different places, which is fun. Tony said, hey, Jeff Herndon, I'm back at Benny's in Eureka.
Oh, man.
La Crosse, Mary is
Tony.
watching from La Crosse. Oh, and not watching from La Crosse. Maybe La Crosse is one of their favorite stops. That's Mary, our Mary.
Okay.
And then also, hey, from Derby.
Derb.
Yeah.
The Derb checking in. We were in Derby last year for the road trip. We ended in Derby at the barbecue festival. Is it a barbecue festival there?
Oh, yes, it was.
No, I don't remember.
It
But we were in Derby.
It smelled good. It was food. Was it chili? Oh. No, I think it was barbecue. I think you're right.
Like a smoked meat festival. That's what it was. Why is that funny?
It's just funny.
It's just funny. Smoked meat.
We get to the end of the trip, and we've eaten a lot of gas station food, and
that's
not always the most
thing.
appealing.
Gas station food. It's going to be great.
Now say it like you mean it.
It's going to be great. I'll tell you this. By the way, just so people understand, again, we go to these towns. It's not about us. Like we don't just show up and say hi. We do stories.
Yeah.
We've been producing stories and information on every single stop. So if you watch next week, if you watch KSN News next week at 4, 5, 6, and 10, we do some stuff at 10, but we'll watch it anyway. I'm like, yeah, or go to bed early, whatever you want to do.
No, stay up.
You're going to learn. You will learn a lot about all of these towns. I mean, you're going to get more information about Haviland than you probably wanted to bargain for. You're going to learn all about Spearville and those. That's the beauty of this road trip, is just being able to relay all of these wonderful pieces of information to our viewers, and you kind of get an idea of, Kansas is beautiful and it's huge and there's so many things to do, and oftentimes we live in our little bubbles, we don't want to get out of our area, and then that's why I think the road trip is so valuable too. It opens up a lot of doors for people to go, hey, I might want to go to Lucas. We went to Lucas last year. Which is a town with a lot of beautiful artwork and the place with the guy inside with the bathroom.
But then
the
body,
the guy that's dead
art.
in the thing. Yeah, it's art. But we.
It's art.
He says it's art. Well, he's not saying anything. But
no, he's not saying much these days.
What's his name? What was that?
Somebody will tell us, and I say that because Dana also said "Smoke on the Plains."
Okay,
and we can come on back. I got sidetracked. But we get to learn all about these different places, and you get to see that and then say, maybe I want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been back to any of the towns? I went back to Hoxie because I did go to the Elephant.
Oh, yes,
which is
you
a
did.
restaurant.
Yeah, the Elephant Bar. So here's the funny thing. What you're talking about, which hopefully someone lets us know, I did not get to see the art exhibit with the body in Lucas. We got to check out the bathroom, which was cool. And the person I was riding with, we had a 45-minute drive, and I said, I think we should stop because maybe we won't come back. And so I didn't get to see that. So I think I'm going to have to go back.
Do you remember being at the top of the Big Well Museum, and then the thunderstorms were coming in, and we were in I don't know if we were in a tornado warning, but we were in a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yes.
Well, anyway, we stopped in Greensburg, and we were at the Big Well Museum, which if you haven't been since they've rebuilt, you do yourself a favor and go. But we were there, and it was eerie because there's an observation center at the top of this thing, and those storms were rolling in, and we were trying to get done fast because we needed to get out of there.
We also were not supposed to be inside the big well. We had to move inside because of the rain, because of the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know that, because we all have our own experiences. We're inside of the big well, and you see it's a beautiful museum.
It is.
And it's just really well done. And you, of course, covered the Greensburg tornado, and so we're inside. And I wasn't especially new to Kansas at that time, but we were new to working together. And all of a sudden, that siren went off, and I looked at you, and your face went just white, and our chief photographer at the time, Kevin, his face, and both of you looked at each other, and I've never seen your face look like that. And I thought, oh, I think I need to be worried. And you said, that shouldn't be going off right now. And it ended up being a warning.
It was a tornado warning.
Or it was a siren check or something.
But it was weird because storms were coming in too.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Lisa had made a call, and they wouldn't test the sirens on a day where there's severe thunderstorms at that moment. And so I think there was maybe a little miscommunication with the tester. But it is, when you don't want to be, standing inside that museum with tornado sirens going off is a surreal experience, especially for those of us that have some experience with the Greensburg tornado in the past. So we get all these wonderful memories every time we go on these trips, and I'm excited to see what happens this time.
You did say that. I like when you say it and then laugh. And I think, oh boy.
There's so many things I can't even.
Anything else come to mind right now that you're, no? To jump in, Mary said, SP Dismore is at the Garden of Eden. And that's Lucas.
Garden
Thank
of
you.
Eden, and that is the gentleman who created the Garden of Eden. And when he passed away, he had instructions to encase himself in a glass coffin inside one of the buildings with a cutout of himself looking at his body.
I didn't know about the cutout.
Yeah, so someone might correct me, but I believe it's him in a glass coffin with a cardboard cutout or a mannequin that looks like him looking at himself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Art.
And you're not allowed to take pictures in there. You can't photograph it. So
the only way to see it is to go.
You have to go in.
Now, I did take a bunch of pictures in the bathroom at Lucas.
You share those with me later? Or no?
It's the only bathroom you can take pictures in, I'll say that.
Oh, no, you can take pictures in other bathrooms. It's just
frowned upon. If you know, you know.
Oh, gosh.
We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see and meet all of these awesome people that we're about to meet.
Got about a minute.
Yeah, I know. Anything else come to mind on road trip? Any desires for this trip?
I don't know, but let me throw this up one more time for you guys. Okay, there's our road trip. Those all the stops. By the way, you can go to ksn.com and you can get all the specific information because we've got times where we're going to be certain places in town, and then you can come and visit. And also where the live shows will be. People really enjoy getting to see that. I know. I don't have anything else. I don't run of the hand now. I don't. Once we get off, we're going to say, oh yeah, what about that? What about that? So we'll save that for after road trip. Okay. All right. Well, if that's it, I mean, I guess we can just close the show and say goodbye. Our time's out. Our time is up. We will see you soon.